Giving all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash. Throw honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect. This is Brother Tazapai here with you with another lesson. And this lesson is for those of you brothers out there that are going through it. Just know that you're not alone, because each and every last one of us that are in this truth, all right, that have signed up to do the will of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because this is, when you come into this truth, you enter into an agreement, all right? It's a spiritual contract, all right? The beginning of the second covenant, all right? Not the fulfillment, but this is the beginning of it. It's coming into this truth. So, there's battles come with that. There's no way around that. There's going to be fights and battles that come with that. And on the microcosmic level, all right, that plays out as you warring against your very own flesh, your very own sinful nature, and bringing that sinful nature into submission unto the will and to to the obedience of the will of the Most High and the keeping of His word. That's how you conquer and subdue the flesh. Okay, and the scriptures speak about that, and we'll look at that. All right, but that spills over into the macrocosm of this battle, and that plays out, car breaking down, you getting fired, your woman leaving you, all right? And this is how these demons fight. This is how they play. And now that our salvation is nearer than when we believe, these demons is Satan, they're turning up the intensity on this battle, okay? And I know it can get overwhelming. But this is why, when the Lord said He's not going to put no more on you than you can handle, that means He's going to be there, all right, at your weakest moment, all right, at your most, when you're most distressed. The Lord is there, all right. He's never not there. But some of these things you got to go through on your own, because these battles are for our very own purification. But for the elect, no, the Lord is not going to let you fall, all right. Now, we're going to look here at 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3. It says, "For though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh." All right. And Paul always used terminology of war and soldiers, right? Because he understood the nature of this truth. All right. We're overcoming. To overcome anything, there has to be a struggle, a fight, resistance. All right. And that's what we must overcome, the resistance. We must put up a resistance. We must resist this wicked and corrupt world. We must resist the very corrupt nature of our flesh. All right. We have to resist. In resistance, there's friction. All right. In friction, there's heat. This is why Second Corinthians 3 spoke about, it said 3, let's look at that. The work. If it's wood or hay or stubble, it'll be burnt up because it can't take the heat of resistance. Let's see if we can find that real quick. Okay, Salakia. 1 Corinthians. Yep, 1 Corinthians. So we'll take a look here in 1 Corinthians 3. I'm going to just go right to the point. This whole chapter is fire. The whole scripture is fire, but certain verses and chapters hit different as you go through different phases or stages of your battle in this truth. Certain scriptures just hit harder. Let's see. We'll start here. 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 11. "For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Yahweh Shai Mashiach. And this is what we're doing. We're building on the foundation of Yahweh Shai and the apostles. All right, when we go out to teach. It says, now if a man build upon this foundation, gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it. All right, the day shall declare it, the day of the Lord. All right, or the day of his adversity. A lot of jakes ain't gonna make it to the day of the Lord, you know. But the day of his adversity, um, the day shall declare it. What you're made of. All right, the day is gonna test your metal. It says, because it shall be revealed by fire. All right, now this is the purification fire. This is the fire that you go through catching this hell. All right, putting up resistance to this world, creating friction. You're supposed to be creating friction out here in this world. You know, not directly coming at people, but just you living a righteous life. All right, being a living example of this word. The whole world is going to turn against you. So again, verse 13, for every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. All right, and that's it. Let's read a few more. Verse 14, if any man's work abide which he had built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burnt, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. All right, so we got to deal with this, this fire. And fire can be very persuasive. All right, so again, 2 Corinthians 10:3, for though we walk in the flesh, we do not war after the flesh. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, to the pulling down of strongholds, the strongholds of your flesh, all right, which reside in the mind, where your spirit is. All right. So you need these spiritual weapons to do this battle with. So brothers that's packing the sticks and, pushing this carnal means, yeah, we got the truth, but we going to protect ourselves. Well, in a sense, you're living a faithless existence. Okay? And this, I don't know why they're not factoring this in. And they said, well, I had it a while ago. I should have read that. But when I was in 2 Corinthians 3, it says, for we walk by faith. I saw that. Let me see. I don't remember where I saw that. I could have swore I saw it. Corinthians 3. But anyway, let's go to 2 Corinthians 2. So like I thought I saw that. Corinthians 2, verse 5. Verse, wait a minute, 5 and 7. St. Corinthians 5. All right. So we're going to get there. St. Corinthians 5, verse 7. All right. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 7. For we walk by faith, not by sight. Okay. So the weapons of our warfare, with them being not carnal, you're not gonna see something physical or tangible in our hands. All right. You're gonna see our behavior. You're gonna see our demeanor. All right. You're gonna see our attitudes. All right. And Yahweh Shai even said that the world would know his disciples by our love for one another. Okay. These are some of the tools that we fight with. All right. Righteousness and truth being at the top of it. All right. Then love and these other and I'm talking about biblical love, not worldly love, but biblical love, all right, which is harsh sometimes, which means the hammer must be dropped at times. All right. But these are some of the tools in our arsenal to fight this battle, because the weapons of our warfare are not carnal. So again, 2 Corinthians 10:4, for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai to the pulling down of strongholds, right? Addictions, bad habits, all of these things, man. Wrong ideas and doctrines and philosophies, wrong thinking. This is what this truth does for us, all right? To help us to succeed in our battle. And this is what I was talking about earlier. Verse 5, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, and bringing into captivity every thought to the obedience of Mashiach. And this is what it's about, all right? Conquering the flesh, bringing it into the obedience of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai, because our flesh is wicked, you know? So that's on the microcosmic level. All right. Then in the scope of the macrocosm, all right, we got to overcome this world. All right. We got to overcome LGBTQ. We got to overcome adultery. We got to overcome uh shit. Just stealing. Cause you get robbed so much. And I'm not talking about from niggas. I'm talking about from government. You get robbed so much you want to, get your lick back, so to speak. But these are some of the things we have to overcome. You know, you brothers know what you're going through. We have to dig in and fight. All right, and this is what the Lord told Jeremiah. And we're going to go here, Jeremiah 1, and we'll start at 16. All right. It says, and I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness. Now, this is because the Lord sent Jeremiah unto prophesy against the southern kingdom and tell them they was going into Babylonian captivity. All right. Now this applies to us today. All right, because we got to pronounce judgment on this wicked ass world. All nations of every kingdom. Okay. And this is why the Most High, and that's the brilliance of it. Though He brought us into captivity and scattered us to the four corners, it was ultimately for the purpose of preaching His gospel throughout the world. All right, and Yahweh Shah prophesied that, as well as the other prophets. Well, it was told to John the Revelator. You so well, we come in the same lot. All right, and when the Scripture speaks about in 1 Corinthians 14 that the spirit of the 32nd verse, the spirit of the prophets are subject to the prophets, that also mean that you know you gonna step into your same lot as a prophet. All right, so that's what that means. You're gonna pretty much be a prophet in the earth through all your incarnations, reincarnations. Okay? So most I say, and I will utter my judgments against them, touching all their wickedness. How is he going to utter it? Through the mouth of Jeremiah, as he does through the mouths of us, all right, his prophets. It says, who have forsaken me and have burned incense unto other gods and worshiped the works of their own hands, creating these idols, going off, giving other gods praise. It says, for behold, oh no, it's right here, verse 17. I skipped it. So Salakia, thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. All right. So this is what the Lord said. Gird up your loins, gird up thy loins. He was telling Jeremiah this applies to us in the last days. All right. Jeremiah's somewhere out here today. So we have to gird up our loins, dig in, all right, plant a solid stance, and get to swinging in the spirit, all right, fight, and arise and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. For behold, I have made thee this day a defense city, and an iron pillar, and brazen walls. And brazen walls against the whole land, against the kings of Judah, against the princes thereof, against the priests thereof, and against the people of the land, right, the southern kingdom. And they shall fight against thee. You see, here comes the battle. They ain't gonna agree with you and say, yeah, Jeremiah, I've been bullshitting for the longest time, man. And now I'm finna go on. I'm so glad you came, Jeremiah, and show me my ways. So now I'm gonna get my life, I'm gonna get myself together and get back in order. No, they're gonna find every excuse to come against you. They're gonna start just like Yahushua said, you strain at a gnat and swallow a camel. You know, they're gonna examine you with a fine-tooth comb to see something that's wrong with you, as if that dismisses the words that you're saying or the truth of what you're speaking. But this is what they do, and they're gonna come against you. All right, your woman, your wife gonna come against you. Your children, if they're grown or older. Well, if they're grown, they may not come against you, depending on the spirit the Most High put in them. But family members will come against you. People you was cool with will come against you. All right, this is the nature of this thing of ours. Verse 19, and they shall fight against thee, but they shall not prevail against thee. For I am with thee, said the Lord, to deliver thee. And this is what we have to keep in mind, all right? The Lord has never forsaken his elect, all right? So as long as you keep pushing, you keep fighting, the Lord is going to make sure that you have the tools that you need to be successful in your fight, all right? So we got to push forward. And, that's my message for today. Just push forward. The closer we get to our salvation, the hotter the war, all right? So just man up. Shalom.